commander, and a copy was shown to the commander. He is going to make sure the election is held to make sure the election is held today. So in the first place, the police,
the law. You've been arrested. Do you regret your law? You've been arrested. Do you regret your action?
Regretting for exercising my never. My name is Ambrose Otuoya Bibi, a son of a man. So when yet to Abaman another dankwa. Just internal politics. Look at the police around. About 50 police personnel. Internal politics.
I see. So these individuals say they've not regretted their actions. They were defending the constitution of the party and of Ghana as well. And so even though they've been arrested, will be processed to courts according to the Ghana Police Service, they do not regret the action, even though, they were obstructing the lawful duties of the Ghana Police Service, who were ushering the officials of Electoral Commission to this venue to conduct their election. So there seems to be relatively calm. The police has managed to block the delegates, and now the Electoral Commission is equally setting up their polling booth to ensure that this election is conducted under peace and safeguard.
And those are the scenes from Okaikoi South. A lot of turbulence there as the constituency elections are in the offing. EC officials managed to get through the school's gates, but we saw the pelting of stones, the engagement, physical engagement of police officers, and more. Very sad situation. But let me come quickly into the studio right before we go on the grounds and find out what the latest is. 4 people have been arrested thus far. Raymond Akwa, who is also on our political desk, joins me.
It's not strange. Right from yesterday, the complaints are coming. To be fair, the rules are pretty clear. Now, the NPP Constituency 17.2 says that the people who should vote in the, specifically, the people who should vote in the election are those who have been put together by the national constitution of the party. It talks about the constituents of every member of that particular polling station that were first put in there. So let's not get it wrong. A chairman of the Regional Council of Elders would together form the constituency's election committee. Right. When they form the election committee, next thing they have to do is virtually everybody who wants to contest will apply. If you apply, you go through the processes. Now, the process has been so detailed that it is shocking why we are having this happening on the ground, when basically the guys who were on the old album knew fully well those who want to be there and those who should not be there. Now, every member of a political party...
But there is an expiration date.
Yes.
Why should we even have the promise that there are going to be new delegates and yet the old ones can also participate in the process? Because that is what they are alleging happened, which is why they also feel aggrieved.
Yes, but that's where I have a difficulty. Why would anybody promise anything beyond what the constitution of the party says are the qualifications for becoming a delegate?
And that is the gray area.
You cannot create your own delegate list. It's because we not also want people who are not even qualified to be there. That's why the party made it very clear. And let's not forget that not long ago, the General Secretary issued a statement detailing again, because this thing was coming up again.
Exactly.
The people who were qualified to not only be members of the election committee, members of there's a dispute resolution committee, alternative dispute resolution committee to the party.
has pointed out that if you have an issue, go there.
There are processes that
rectified within.
In fairness, if the people as of yesterday knew their names were not even on the list, why didn't they petition the right bodies? Because there's
been talk today that some injunction has been sought and all of that. And the police officer, the ACP was telling them that if you have an injunction, you let the process go on. If you do have an injunction, produce it in court, and then it nullifies everything.
But to be fair, if there's an injunction already filed and it's served on the Electoral Commission officer on the ground, why should anybody proceed to do an election?
That is the question. But it appears that as of the time, the commanding officer there, the ACP,
they were not aware of any.
They did not have the copy to serve them. So that is where.
But this is not strange. It's because, and we should expect more of this happening in other constituencies, because 2 big things are going to happen. The NPP is at the crossroads. Now, some members of parliament have been deemed to be very competent and have delivered on the job and ought not to be replaced. others are also seeking the welfare of who should be the flag bearer of the party.
Right.
So these wonderful people that are going to be elected, they're going to be part of those who are going to participate in the bigger election of who becomes leader of the party.
And we'll come back to that.
Yes.
Because
so
it's interesting even why
there are two fights happening on the ground. One for who becomes the member of parliament,
right,
and also a bigger one for who becomes the flag bearer of the party.
But we'll come back to that issue. Let's cross over to Parkwesi Parker Wilson now. He's also on the ground and he's interacting with the police officers. Parker, so what is the latest that you gather from there?
Okay, let's go. David, we are going.
So we're connecting with Parkwesi Parker Wilson. The election supposedly is starting.
Currently at where the Electoral Commission has set up their polling booths, and you see the delegates who have queued getting ready to cast their ballot for this year's election. I mean, for the constituency election. And I will engage the divisional commander for Kaneshie District, ACP Kumi, who has been with me since morning. And I see a bit of bruises on his face, and some arrest has been made. But first of all, sir, now where are we with the process? I saw you doing some inspection. Where are we with the process?
Okay, so far, as you said, we've been able to bring the few security challenge that we had earlier on under control. And then the voting have started. The delegates, from what we've been told, have accreditation. They've been given some form of accreditation cards. And therefore, what we do is we check the accreditation card from the gate, and then we allow you entry. You come, you join the queue, you vote, and then that's it.
So all the people here have accreditation with their cards. Is that what it is?
Yes, they all have.
I see. But I realize that in the midst of the chaos, you arrested some people. How many have you arrested officially?
For now, you know, it's a security situation. In the crowd are still outside there. I don't want to get them agitated. So I'll keep that one to my chest for now.
But can you assure the viewers and those who are home, perhaps who want to stay away from the trouble and later come and cast their ballot, that there is peace here at Okaikoi Constituency, Prince of Peace International School, and that any delegate who has accreditation can come and vote?
Yes. You are a witness to what we've been able to do so far, and the situation is very calm. And anybody who is supposed to cast his or her vote at the Prince of Peace School within the Okaikoi South constituency, that person is welcome, and we are prepared to give the person the necessary security support for him or her to cast his or her vote freely and then go back to his or her workplace or the premises.
ACP Kumi, thank you very much. He's the divisional commander for Kaneshie. I just saw the NP, Member of Parliament, Dakwa Newman, around. We are told that she just came around to also inspect the process. So there she is, inspecting the process, and you know that she has been alleged of, she has been accused of allegedly deleting names of some delegates in the voters register. So she's going through the process, also equally going to cast her ballot for the constituency election, and we are hoping that we'll engage her briefly after she's done with casting of a ballot. But all the delegates you see, those who have queued, are people who are here to participate in the election. There is peace, of course. At the moment, those who are fomenting troubles have been asked to stay outside until they come down and assure that when they gain entry to the premises, they will conduct themselves appropriately. The police will not give them the opportunity to be here. But those who are here have assured the police, and they have all the accreditation to go through the process safely. So the development or the update is that Okaikoi South constituency, the election has started, and there is peace here. And of course, the MP herself is also here trying to cast her ballot.
Parker, thank you so much for connecting with us, and still stay so that we can get a better understanding of what exactly is happening there as far as the process is concerned. But let me come back into the studio as we wrap, and from here we'll be going, bringing you some details about what is happening in the Subing constituency as well, because there are similar scenes there. When we commence with news desk, Kojo Brace will bring details of that. But coming back into the studio, did we just see a police officer, delegate? Did we just see that?
That's my problem. I mean, I'm confused.
Because we saw him, you had to tell me that
yes,
he is going to, and I said no, it can't be possible. But he actually went into a booth.
He took the ballot paper, went into the booth, appeared to be dropping in there, except he's conducting some other exercise that we are not aware of. But
this is one of the weirdest things I have ever seen.
It's interesting. Maybe it's not taking neutrality allowance. Anyway, now Article 727 of the NPP's constitution is pretty clear. It says members of the constituency executive committee, those who form the annual delegates conference, that's the constituency's annual delegate conference, members of the constituency executive committee, all electoral area coordinators, all 5 police station executives from all police stations in the constituency, 5 members of the constituency council of elders, 5 members of the constituency council of patrons, and any founding member from the constituency.
Okay.
Except he falls within this criteria.
And even so one Delali J.O. says, hey, I can see a police officer voting as well. even on our live stream.
Yeah.
It is pretty interesting. We'll be bringing you news desk shortly with more from the Okaikoi South constituency, as well as the Subin constituency, where there are similar scenes, and it appears the constituency elections of the NPP are not going to be without some of these scenes. We're seeing quite a number of them even as we go. But maybe your final words, Raymond, as we connect.
I'm just hoping that they can control. So far, we've seen some isolated cases. Hope it's not nationwide, because the stakes in this election and the future of it is very important. Whether or not, and Isaac Osman was saying that barely 2 weeks ago, whether or not the NPP is able to break the 8 is dependent partly on the internal elections and how people are aggrieved or are willing to support what happens at the end of the day going forward. So these are critical elections.
And of course, he was predicting a slim win in the presidential elections for the party. But on the back of this, we do not know how things will pan out. But thank you so much, Raymond, for joining the conversation. We continue on this beat. Don't you go anywhere. Stay with us, because News Desk is up next with Samuel Kojo Brace, and he will bring you more, especially as we focus as well on the Supin constituency and the same constituency elections in the NPP. Do stay.
It's a conversation. I know, but I'm saying conversation.
Thank you very much.
Politically correct. Aren't you tired of the overly refined political opinion, banter, and analysis on radio and television?
Well, it's time to break the shackles and liberate your political opinion on social media.
Join us as we bring to your favorite social media platform a political talk show like no other.
Raw, live, and interactive. We call it the State of Play.
Join the best political team on social media. Evans, Winston Amwa, and Raymond Agua every Thursday for 30 minutes at 2:30 p.m. exclusively on the Join You and Join 99.7 FM Facebook pages, as well as on YouTube and Instagram for a live interaction. Drop your comments on our live stream and engage with us on Twitter via the hashtag State of Play. State of Play, simply politically incorrect.
Like me bomitia, and here I'm a person every day. Be a person me bomitini, and say when it's maybe it's me go to say 2 months.
Now, I braid my hair once every 2 months. I also do my own washing because I cannot afford it.
Me washing
Oh, see, I know. Who would ever be over that time?
Any salon I enter, either 10 or 12 cities. So I opted for a roadside barber who charged 7 cities. I stopped going to the tailor because they also charge too high.
With the increment of items, it's just something that we can't talk about, but we are in it. And with the last time I went to the salon, I can't really remember because most of the times I do the washing at home. And then, yeah, I basically do everything myself.
I prefer buying clothes these days because it is affordable than having to sew them.
You got
yourself to blame too, baby. I got myself to blame.
So who and Agbekona, but I kula, Ben school is an Agbena. I got school to have politics. The blame
games that the politicians play.
We are giving them a 16 million Ghana cedi Salaga market. We're going to fix Salaga market. Pata, by 2021, this project should be completed.
Yeah, slow, Joe. It's too slow. I got myself to blame.
My wish they'll do it very fast for us to enjoy it, no matter how it will be. They should build it fast for us because we are really suffering for the whole sector.
Schools no a dozen, but toilet back open.
I want to tell Nana Kufar say we beg, you come and do our tables for us, and the chairs, and the wools, and the zingers.
Hi, good morning and welcome to Joy News Desk here on Joy News, your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Coming up, chaotic scenes greet ongoing NPP constituency elections as delegates clash with police over conduct of polls. We'll take you live to the Okaikoi constituency where 4 people have been arrested, and also to the Subin constituency, the Ashanti region, where some aspiring executives have moved to stop the conduct of the polls there. Also, today is World Day for Safety and Health at Work, and we ask, what are the safety issues you have at your workplace which are threatening your health? How are your employers addressing your concerns? We'll get talking with some of you and labor experts on the prevailing situation in Ghana. Also today on the Tech Thursday, some KNUST students developed a device to predict water quality. We have the details and more, including business and sports, on this edition. Stay with us. Now, delegates at Okaikoi South constituency of the NPP have vowed to block the conduct of the election if names of qualified delegates are not included in the register. The delegates are alleging that over 430 names have been deleted from the register. Some of them have been speaking to Joy News.
We are not ready. We are not ready in the sense that after the police station elections and that of the coordinators, at least Abon should be ready for aspirants to know the delegate that are coming to vote, so they can tell them what they can do for the constituency and the party. At the end of the day, the Abon didn't come. We agreed last week that even if the election will come, we will do. realize that what we are doing on the delegate that we are doing that day and the delegate, the new Abon that came, about 400 people have been taken away out of the Abon. And so it means that even the aspirants, those that they went around to campaign to for them, give them transport, to lead them somewhere and speak to them, they are not even going to vote. And so even the aspirants are even saying that the election committee has more financial loss to them. They spend on people that are not delegates. And so this morning when they got here, those 400 people are here. You can see them.
So 400 names have been deleted from the album.
They have been replaced. When some of them we don't even know them, we don't even see them in the constitution. And so you realize they are demanding for them to not allow the elections to happen because what we are doing is not right. And so the calls were coming. I was not here, but the calls.
So they are asking for a hold on today's election.
Yes, today's election, so that we go back and do the right thing. Because the album, the one we are doing on, is not what is presented yesterday to us. And so that is their demand. We should go back and do the right thing and find another way. For me, I believe in peace, and I believe that breaking the age, I need everybody. I need everybody. As the first vice chairman of the constituency, my number one priority is to make sure that there's peace and that everybody will be happy. I will not be a victim to a situation where it is not going to appease the constituency. I will make sure that I do the right thing. So the right thing is that their demand is correct. I've seen the album myself, and I realize that some of them, their name truly has been taken up. And so I believe that their demand is right.
So you call off the elections today?
For me, I believe that the elections it shouldn't happen. Because if it happened, then as first vice chairman, I'm not being truthful to my party. I will want to break the age of 2024, and I need everybody collectively.
So these names that have been replaced, who are they? Are they members of the party? Are they delegates? Who are they? These 400 names that have been replaced by the original names that you claim?
Yeah, so it means that they are not delegates, but their pictures and names have been put into the new album that came out. So they have taken the old delegates out, replacing them with new ones.
But what are the suspicions, sir? What do you suspect
those who prepared the election committee, including the IT people who did the election, the album, I believe that something has happened. So because without that, we agree that this is the album we are going to do. So why the change? And so when you go around and you speak to zones as a leader of the constituency, telling them that you are in the album, after we have done with everything, you are there. And then a day to election, the album has come out, and those that you promised them, that you assured them that they are delegates, today they are no more delegates. I believe that for me, I will not be a party to a system that has failed.
This man card, no choir exhibition, I want to ban a choir exhibition, as we are still maintained. Some minutes, someone take off maintain. I'm going to see I got the word maintain and retain. That's most someone tells you. I'm going to
you just say more than within the minister than I'm there.
Me fighting for my right. Me, Mamma to Abano and watching.
Mamma to Aban.
David, Mamma to. Unless I'm the older one, I'm already I tell you to a quote. And the number book to Naka Toba, this one Queen. This one Queen of Consortia. Some book to Mraso, Abatoba Consortia. Queen in our Consortia.
I see. Mami, who can we?
Me patron.
We also your delegates. Who didn't register him?
Me patron. There be me din. Omo year free.
That be what omo yi. That what you go down.
Omo yi me free. There be 413. Me a delegate. My year to my constituency are more than 20 years. Me too about police station, Prince of Peace hand. Okay, Latif region. They buy voting. Almost all maintaining all delegates now. They maintain it. Now, the new ones. Latin like how if you reach I'm maintaining area if necessary. Any place in the area both say to I've and run at 8 o'clock. And penny for ya, I've G. I'm on the region. Almost 430 feet. Make a movie. Young Penny. And son say I had party for years. Only one be a 7 injection. I don't know about the injection. I percent assume the bar.
As you can see the gate is now fully opened, and this will pave way for the conduct of the election. The divisional commander is here. This is the man who is in charge of this election. I saw your reaction with the delegates. Basically, what has been the major problem for you this morning as far as this election is concerned?
They are raising issues of the election coming on Saturday and not today, and that some people's name have been removed from the register. And then they went on to also say that they've taken the matter to court and there is injunction. And what I was trying to tell them is that if they have injunction and they go ahead, the party goes ahead to conduct the election, they have every right to go and cite the party for contempt.
This was earlier in the day in Okaikoi South constituency. As you know earlier, the election has started there. We'll go there. But for now, let's take you to Ashanti and speak to Nana Aljuma, where we hear there are chaos in the Subin constituency because some aspirants for executive positions in the NPP have also moved to stop the election. They accuse the party's leadership of breaching internal processes to hold delegates conference. Meanwhile, there is heavy police deployment on the ground. Some heavily built men are also parading the polling center. My colleague Nana Aljuma joins us live with more. Nana, good morning. What can you report from your end?
So not long ago, about an hour ago, the election started. A number of the electorates are here, and when the polling station of these electorates are mentioned, they come out queue and ensure that to go through the process. When they see their names in the albums, they are given the nod to go ahead and cast their ballot. As you can see, there is heavy police presence here at the premises, some wooden guns. The district commander himself is on the ground to ensure that peace is maintained. Before we had such a calm atmosphere, the aspirants, some of them had come here to register their displeasure about what is happening. According to them, they were not given the albums, that's the voter register, ahead of this election. So they do not have any document to guide them campaign. So because of that, they came here and requested that before they allow the election happen, they are given the albums or the voter register to go ahead, look at them, and get those who will be casting their ballot today and be able to campaign or talk to these people. But unfortunately, this didn't come through. So there are some people who are part of the aspirants or who are supposed to be on the ballot papers, but from what we've been gathering, their names are not on the ballot papers. So they are concerned about what is happening here. But at the moment, calm has been restored. The election is ongoing, but there are some people who think they've been cheated by the process.
Now, in the Okaikoi South, we know there were some arrests before the election was able to start. Was that the case where you are, or it was different? And if it was, what really happened before there could be calm for the election to start?
So at Subin, there were no arrests. The police had to step in, talk to all the agitated persons, and have a meeting with them before the elections started. So I don't know, or I'm unable to give the reasons what or how the issues were resolved. But there are still some people who are agitated, but the election is ongoing. Some of the aspirants, though, are not happy with the process. They are here witnessing the whole process.
Have they been pointing accusing fingers at anybody aside the leadership of the party? Those who are active?
The people that I've been speaking to have not been specific, but the Supin constituency is one of the constituencies in Ashanti region that have come under a lot of attacks before this election. Even before the previous election, that's the general election, the MP or the delegate conference that's under which they elected the members of parliament, that's the aspirants for the party in 2020, there were a lot of issues between the incumbent member of parliament and also some of the persons who were aspiring to contest him in that election, and that election ended up in court. So it should tell you that there are a lot of issues in the Subin NPP already. The Subin constituency is divided between the incumbent MP and also some aspirants or some persons who aspire to be MPs in the future.
All right, Nana Ajuma, thank you very much for joining us. Let's now go to Okaikoi South, where my colleague Parker Wilson is standing by. Parker, what more can you report from your end?
Great. Currently, the voting is underway.
Right, so Brice, currently the voting is underway. The police is inspecting accredited delegates before they gain entry to the voting grounds before they cause any kind of confusion, because the police says that anybody who will misbehave will be arrested. I can confirm to you that 5 persons have been arrested earlier for what the police says obstructing the lawful duties of the Ghana Police Service. Some of the women who earlier complained to me that their names were not captured in the voters register are here. Let me try and engage some of them. Mamuwe, her name is not in the voters register. Mamuwe is also same. Madam, Ceciano, Namo say, Mumpere, Ceciano, but voting in Kwaso, then I'm
because to John Boadu no nimnia kosunina o him it is a yan o mayi afim muzimu maintain ye aha ye
815 delegates
50 delegates mayi 413 adan
then am we say the election dey go through then am be say
yes yan pele o ma dey yeah, Rebecca, because I know you're back. You're making my
For sure. We are voting against NPP. If Madam,
but there's a party you are a delegate on.
Listen, I can die for NPP, but in this situation, there, no way. No way. We all don't deserve this. We work very hard for it. Nana can testify to this, that we work for it. Yeah, sorry, can be a delegate. We've really worked hard for it. It is a nana say I meant, yeah, returning another. Now see, we don't deserve to be delegate. What are you trying to tell us?
Are you going to vote against your MP?
Yes.
And
Oh, Mr. Man, you don't need to be told. You don't need to be told. So if today you've got the guts, say obey you. Yes, we obey you. It's as simple as that.
Madam, you also have the same situation.
My sister Kunu, Otia Kente, organizer, Okaikoi South. Only Abonio, and what's some mooding? A police for Bruno. Bruno, Yenny baby Otia Kente. All because so fight them my delegates. So all fight them my ninty. Bruno, Yenny baby your name. It's the Kraman and Nado. And then for the say. So Yate, the Mikuno crack Otia Kente. They win in this a cry and no Muda
So essentially what these women are saying is that they are legitimate delegates within the Okaikoi constituency, within the Okaikoi South constituency. They were promised that their names were going to be captured in the register for them to participate in this election. Unfortunately, their names have not been captured, but there's an assurance from them that because they've been disenfranchised, they will equally ensure that the MP for the area, Dakwa Newman, and of course, the governing NPP seeking to break the 8 will not be possible because they are voting against the candidates and equally voting against the party during the general election because they believe they've been cheated, they believe they've been unfairly treated, and they don't deserve that. And so what they are going to do in return is to punish the party, punish the MP for what they've done to these delegates. So these are some of the concerns they've raised. Initially, they made the point that they're going to block the election, but of course, with the police intervention and all of that, now the election is underway. They have decided not to resort to the courts, but rather use their thumb to punish the NP and equally punish the governing party. So that is the situation here. The aggrieved delegates who have gathered here, of course, they have about 850 delegates here within the constituency. 413, according to them, have been replaced, and is a situation they haven't taken lightly at all. So this has been their position going forward, that in the general election, both the NP and the governing NPP will be voted against. This will make it difficult for the NPP to achieve its dream of breaking the 8 in 2024.
All right, thank you very much, Parker. There. Now let's move on to the Director of Elections for the New Patriotic Party, Evans Nimakon, who's joined us live on the line now. Okay, so when we do get Mr. Nimakon, there are some other conversations that we need to have there. We'll take a quick break here. We will return with more stories here on the Joy News Desk.
Hello, my name is Abeku Agri Santana. If there's anything that makes my life so easy, it is my bank. I love hanging out with my boys at our usual fufu joint. But even without cash, we still dey chop better with EcoBank Mobile. No matter the time of day,